So interviewing is tough. I think we can all agree on that, but it's even more tough when there's 15 other people interviewing for the same role and it's highly competitive. Have you ever wondered, can I ask the hiring manager how many other people are actually interviewing for this job? That's exactly what one of my subscribers asked me, and in today's episode of Ask a Recruiter, I'm gonna explain how that would look from a hiring manager's perspective and whether or not you should do this. Let's go. So I'm not gonna bury the lead here. My advice here is do not ask that, and I'd recommend not asking it for a few reasons. So the first reason is they're not really going to give you the truth. So for example, if you ask a hiring manager how many people are interviewing for this role besides myself, and there are 11, they're not gonna tell you 11. They'll say, well, we have a few other candidates that we're talking to. That's what they're gonna say, like 99 times out of 100. And if there is no one interviewing for the role, they're not gonna tell you you're the only candidate, because what they would be doing if they did that is they would be giving you all the leverage in the world. All of a sudden, you get to the end of the interview process, they extend you an offer, and you know there are no other candidates. Hey, I'm gonna need $15,000 more in this offer. So they're not gonna do that. So the first reason I wouldn't recommend asking how many people are interviewing for this role is they're not going to tell you the truth. Now, the second reason that I wouldn't recommend you asking a question like this is it makes it seem like you are focused on the wrong things. Instead of you being focused on role alignment or fit or what you can bring to the organization or organizational culture or whatever, you're focused on things like how many other people am I competing with? That's really not a winner's mindset in my mind. You know, they want you to be confident in what you bring to the table and not worrying about who else you're competing with. But it just puts you in the wrong light. It makes it seem like you're focused on the wrong thing. It doesn't serve you, so I would skip it. Now, I'm gonna tell you something you could say that is much better. But before I do that, I want you to hit that like and subscribe button. I release 3 videos every single week that help you get your dream job. If you're interested in that, hit that like, hit the subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That way you never miss one of my videos. Now, if you really wanna ask a question, a better question to ask in this neighborhood of questioning is, how do I compare to the other candidates you're currently interviewing? Now, this does a few things that I think are more powerful than asking how many other candidates there are. It lets you know where do you align from a background, a fit, and a higher ability perspective. If they were to tell you, Ben, there are 1 million other candidates interviewing with us, but all those candidates were poor, that information doesn't help you much. But when you ask how you stack up compared with other candidates, it gives you an idea of how realistic it is that you might end up getting the job. Another really great question is, how does my background and experience compare to other candidates who you've previously hired for this role? That one's really powerful because it lets you know if there are people on the team who had your experience who they've gone ahead and moved forward with. It's also a powerful device because it makes them think of people on their team with your background. And if those people are high performers and there are people who have been successful, it's going to allow them to draw the comparison between their experience and your experience, making you seem like a strong fit. Now, one of the most frustrating things about interviewing is applying over and over and over again and not getting any interviews. So I want you to watch this video next because this is actually pretty instructive. It's going to give you some of the most common reasons why you might apply to a job but never get an interview. And it's going to kind of give you some tips on how to get around that so you actually can land some interviews. So this is over, but watch this one now.